Good morning and welcome to another edition of Nasdaq Spotlight live from the Microsoft Ignite conference. I'm your host, Anna Gonzalez, and we are here with Lynn Lucas, CMO of Cohesity. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Anna, for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, Cohesity has everything to do with data, and if you were listening to Satya's keynote yesterday, he talked about a big problem that companies have. On the one hand, they want to use data, but on the other hand, it's siloed, and he called that out. So you can think of Cohesity as kind of the smartphone for data. It consolidates it in one device. Remember when you used to have a GPS, an MP3, a flashlight, a calculator, and you had all those different devices, how inconvenient that was? It gives one user interface and creates a platform so then you can use applications like Microsoft on the Cohesity platform and take advantage of all the richness of what we call secondary data that is 80% of what an enterprise has stored, but today is fragmented and is very inaccessible. So we're really excited to be here at Ignite talking about the Cohesity solution and how we can help consolidate all of those data silos.
Yes, so that talk to me a little bit more about the Microsoft piece of that and how you partner, because as I'm thinking about all those different tools, right, what does that look like for a user?
Sure. So we have a strong partnership with Microsoft. We're a gold partner with Microsoft. And as you well know, Azure is an incredibly popular destination for many organizations for their critical data and applications. And they still have data on premise. So what Cohesity does in our partnership with Microsoft is help organizations build out their hybrid cloud strategy and give them that single view of their data, whether that be in Microsoft Azure or on-premise, and then help them do backup, archive to cloud, Azure, then use Azure as well as a place for taking data that's on-premise and moving it up for test and dev for all those applications that are being created. So we have a variety of use cases that we have with Microsoft. And a lot of customers here at Ignite talking about it, from HKS, which is one of the world's largest architectural firms, to Brown University, to Schneider Electric, Fortune 500 power management. So it's a solution that's in use today, and any customer that is working with Microsoft can gain a lot of benefits from consolidating their view of their secondary data with us.
That's fantastic to have such a view of all those different industries. And whether it's here at the conference or just overall, what are the trends and common themes that you're hearing from clients or from this conference?
Well, sure. Well, data continues to grow exponentially. I think everyone realizes that. And so what customers are really crying out for is simplicity. I think everyone really recognizes that you need data to digitally transform your business and be competitive in today's environment. And Microsoft Azure in the cloud is a great way to do that, but it's becoming very complex. So the first thing that I hear most customers looking for is there's got to be a simpler way. Cohesity, founded by Dr. Moet Aaron, who is known as the father of hyperconvergence, drives that simplicity by hyperconverging storage and the data that then resides on it. And many organizations have already adopted hyperconvergence for their primary applications, so they see this as the next wave, and they're excited about bringing those same benefits to their data center and their hybrid cloud strategy.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And hence the name, right? Cohesity. So tell me about, when you think about, let's say even 5 years, maybe 10 years down the line, is there a piece that you're just really excited about when it comes to thinking about the future?
Well, gosh, I've been in tech for longer than I want to care to admit. So 10 years seems like forever, but I really am excited about, I think, the next wave of what we are going to do as an industry, as a society with data. I think we're really just beginning that crest of understanding what can we learn by digitizing key processes, whether that be for the customer experience or maybe the constituent experience if you're a public sector organization. and putting that to good use. I'm really excited about the opportunities for IoT and computing at the edge and how that may also really transform and help with some of the core challenges that we see globally, whether that be climate science or other industrial challenges that we may face. So I think we are on the cusp of this next wave of data centricity that is going to really change how we operate in the world in ways that are almost unimaginable right now. Almost, if you think back 10 years ago, before the smartphone really had taken over our lives, it was hard today to imagine that you could call your order food, you could do banking from the palm of your hand. I think that would be very hard for us to imagine, and I think that same wave of change is just starting right now.
It's an incredibly exciting time to be in our industry. I completely agree. So let's shift gears a little bit, go to a lightning round if you're ready.
I am.
So what app can you absolutely not live without?
Oh my gosh, I love Sunbasket. So speaking of ordering food, I love food. So Sunbasket delivers some great meals for myself and my family and my 2 kids, which makes it much easier for me as a working mom to get a good healthy meal on the table most evenings. And after that, Instagram. Who doesn't love Instagram?
Yeah, right. And again, I love that many of the people we're talking to, it's all about that productivity, right? And making sure that we can get things done efficiently. So what would you say is the coolest technology in your office?
Oh, I love what Cohesity is doing, so I'd have to say that is the coolest technology in the office. We have blessed with an incredible engineering organization from Google, from Nutanix, VMware, and they are doing just some amazing things with the Cohesity platform.
And how does that impact your day-to-day?
Well, we use Cohesity to protect Cohesity. So all of our infrastructure is protected by the Cohesity platform. So should the unexpected happen, whether that be natural or human-made disaster, then we know everything is going to be backed up and restored with Cohesity.
That makes sense. So what do you like to do when you're not working?
Well, I've already talked about food, so that's without
and family.
That's without saying more. But also, I'm a massive fan of being outdoors. So in the winter, love skiing, and in the summer, do a lot of biking and hiking. I think that's a great balance for us being inside and doing a lot on these electronic devices. It's great to free your body and your mind and get outdoors. So I do that as much as possible.
Couldn't agree more. And as we wrap up, Lynn, what advice do you have for a future generation who is watching and thinking, I want to be in Lynn's position one day?
Well, I think curiosity, a passion for learning, trying and not being afraid to fail. I think long ago when I entered the industry, there was this adage that, you worked on your weaknesses. Absolutely wrong. Work on your strengths. Create a really positive image around what you excel at, and then surround yourself with good people that round out your own capabilities, and just have a passion for what you're doing. I think that shines through, and anyone with that will go far in their chosen direction.
Well, Lynn, your passion is definitely shining through, so thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you, Anne. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more conversations right here from Microsoft Ignite.